When we think about Doug Emhoff, we often hear phrases like perfect gentleman, redefining masculinity, and supportive husband. But those words may not hold up anymore, especially with new allegations of abuse from an ex-girlfriend that go back to 2012. As they say, the truth will out, and this could seriously impact Kamala Harris's presidential campaign.
If you don't let people know, then they won't know.
Exactly.
You gotta let people know.
Now, Vice President Harris is facing some tough questions about her past support for survivors of abuse. Remember how passionately she backed Christine Blasey Ford during the Kavanaugh confirmation hearings in 2018? She even tweeted, "Wore black today in support of all survivors of sexual assault or abuse. We won't let them be silenced or ignored. Believe survivors." But now, with the new allegations against her husband, critics are raising eyebrows, suggesting that her support for survivors doesn't quite add up.
The President of the United States must set a standard, not only for our nation, but understanding the standard that we as a nation must set for the world.
What's particularly frustrating is how Hollywood stars have used the Me Too movement to hold conservatives accountable, but many are silent when it comes to their fellow Democrats. This silence feels like a big contradiction for a movement that claims to believe all survivors. Here are some of the well-known feminists who've publicly backed Kamala Harris but have stayed silent on the Doug Emhoff abuse allegations.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
Starting strong, Taylor Swift urged her 283 million followers to do their research and make informed choices.
I need to be on the right side of history, and if he doesn't win, then at least I tried.
Oprah Winfrey also showed her support. She passionately backed Kamala during a keynote speech at the Democratic National Convention, calling her a beacon of hope for the future.
And what we're going to do is elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States.
Julia Roberts has also been actively campaigning for Kamala, attending numerous events in Georgia to rally support for her candidacy.
It is the United States of America, and we've been lacking in the united part for so long.
Billie Eilish made waves when she used her platform to speak out against extremism and stand up for women's rights while endorsing Kamala.
We are voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz because they are fighting to protect our reproductive freedom, our planet, and our democracy.
Jennifer Lopez also showed her support at an event hosted by Oprah, talking about how important Harris's vision is for the country.
When we all vote, we can determine the direction of our country and create a better future for our communities. Your vote is your voice and your power, and our voices are louder together.
Ariana Grande, with her huge fan base, shared Biden's endorsement of Kamala, urging her fans to support the ticket. Other notable supporters include Meryl Streep, who called Kamala President Harris during a town hall event.
Hello, President Harris.
Oh. Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence also voiced her support, saying she believes Harris will do everything she can to protect women's rights, especially when it comes to abortion.
I've been given a platform, and I feel if I don't use it, then I don't deserve it.
Anne Hathaway, Jessica Alba, and Jennifer Aniston have also voiced their support, attending campaign events and speaking out on social media. Well, it's great to see these celebrities backing a candidate they believe in, but it's concerning that they've stayed silent on the serious accusations against Doug. These claims shouldn't be ignored no matter which side you support. We're not blaming Kamala or her supporters for Doug's actions, but if she wins, he'll be the first gentleman, and he should be held accountable for his past.
We don't have time to be pissed off. We don't have time to focus on it. It's all a distraction. It's designed to try to get us off our game.
Does it get you off your game?
Every victim, whether their claims are confirmed or not, deserves to be heard and supported. It's hard not to question the silence from these stars who claim to stand for these values. What do you think? Let's keep the conversation going. We want to hear your take. Now let's dive into some of the other celebrities backing Kamala Harris in this election. First up, President Joe Biden, who caught everyone off guard by stepping aside and officially endorsing Kamala. Harris was quick to thank him, saying, "With this selfless and patriotic act, President Biden is doing what he has done throughout his life of service, putting the American people and our country above everything else."
And I know we are all so deeply grateful to Joe Biden for his lifetime of service to our nation.
And Harris has the backing of not one, but two former Democratic presidents. That's right, Barack and Michelle Obama are on board too. In a phone call that Harris shared on social media, they told her, "This is going to be historic."
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh my goodness. Michelle, Barack, this means so much to me.
When the Obamas say it's going to be epic, you know you're onto something big. Speaking about epic, Barbra Streisand, the legend herself, threw her weight behind Harris. She praised Biden for steering the country out of the Trump chaos and expressed her excitement for Kamala's candidacy. Barbara is confident that Harris will continue the good work started by the Biden-Harris administration. Plus, it's always nice to have a little extra diva energy on your side, right?
That's the key.
Next up, George Clooney. Yes, the George Clooney. In fact, he was so influential that his essay urging Biden not to seek re-election shook up the Biden campaign. But now, Clooney is all in for Kamala, saying, "We're all so excited to do whatever we can to support Vice President Harris in her historic quest." With Clooney on board, the campaign just got a whole lot more charming, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Robert De Niro also chimed in, calling Biden's decision to step aside an act of shrewd politics and selfless patriotism. Although he didn't directly mention Harris, you know the guy who's been trolling Trump outside courthouses and even narrated an ad for the Biden campaign is definitely rooting for her.
We knew Trump was out of control when he was president. Then he lost the 2020 election and snapped.
Then there's Queen Bey, Beyoncé herself. She hasn't officially endorsed Harris, but letting her use the song Freedom in campaign ads, that's a power move.
We choose freedom.
Plus, rumor has it that Beyoncé's ready to donate $4 million to the campaign and even clear her schedule to attend a Kamala Harris fundraiser. Wow, that's some real dedication. And although Beyoncé hasn't directly voiced her support, her mom, Tina Knowles, has been very vocal. After Biden's endorsement, Tina didn't hold back. She shared a photo of herself with Kamala on Instagram, captioning it, "Go Vice President Kamala Harris for president. Let's go." When Queen Bey's mom is leading the charge, you can bet the support is unwavering. Meanwhile, the enthusiasm is spreading far and wide. Mark Hamill, aka Luke Skywalker himself, praised Harris as the candidate who will carry on Biden's legacy.
May the force be with you.
And joining the cosmic crew, George Takei, aka Hikaru Sulu from Star Trek, is rallying his followers to back Kamala in her mission to defeat Trump. Looks like Harris's support is truly reaching for the stars. But that's not all. John Legend is pumped as well, saying he's ready to help Kamala reject Trump's authoritarian oppressive Project 2025 and get her elected as president.
I stand by it.
With his smooth voice and passionate support, he's definitely a powerful ally. Jamie Lee Curtis and Demi Lovato are also backing Kamala Harris, with Curtis posting, "We will support you," and Lovato sharing Biden's endorsement with a determined, "Let's do this." Demi also shared a fun pic of herself, laughing with Kamala Harris. Now that's a major girl power moment. Plus, Kamala Harris has the powerhouse rapper Megan Thee Stallion on her team. Megan even lit up the stage with a performance of her hit single Body at a Harris rally. Talk about turning up the heat.
We're about to make history with the first female president.
Another famous rapper, Cardi B, couldn't help but celebrate when Kamala was announced as the candidate, saying, "I told y'all Kamala was supposed to be the 2024 candidate. Stop playing with me." Cardi always keeps it real, and she's all in for Kamala.
And she knows she wants that seat. She'll lie and she'll be like, "No, I'm okay being a vice president. I know you want to be the president."
Joining the excitement, Kesha and Charlie XCX have also jumped in, each bringing their own flair. Kesha used a viral coconut tree audio clip of Harris in a live performance. In the meantime, Charlie XCX stirred up quite the buzz by calling Kamala Harris brat. And yes, that's making headlines everywhere. For those who haven't caught the latest TikTok trends, brat is a nod to the brat summer vibe, which is all about bold fashion and a carefree party girl attitude. Looks like Charlie's adding some fun and trendiness to the conversation. Not one to stay silent, Lizzo also took to social media to slam the chatter about Kamala Harris not doing much as VP, calling the debate tired. She pointed out that Biden didn't face the same criticism when he ran for president as a former VP. Honestly, Seems like she's got a point. And guess what? Aaron Sorkin, the brilliant mind behind The West Wing, has joined Team Harris after Biden's exit. Just hours before Biden announced he was stepping down, Sorkin had suggested in a New York Times piece that the Democrats should pick Mitt Romney to beat Trump. But once Biden was out, Sorkin did a quick 180, endorsing Harris with a straightforward, "I take it all back, Harris for America." What a plot twist.
If you are a little familiar with my work, it's not that surprising.
With such a star-studded lineup, Kamala's campaign is clearly backed by some serious Hollywood power. But what do you think? Does having celebrities as supporters make a big difference for a presidential candidate? Let me know your thoughts.